What is up, guys? And we are back with another video, and we're back with Kaeya and friends attempting the brand new Abyss, but apparently compared to last Abyss it's much harder. So we are back with this squad and we're gonna see how well we can tackle it. Again, this is a full 4-star team. And speaking of the team, here is the main carry of the team. It's Kaeya, completely free to play character, 0 constellations. But unlike last time, I had to respect my boy. I leveled him up all the way to 90, and I brought his talent up all the way to 9. This is the only character, I think. Yeah, I think not even my Ningguang is all the way up to 9. Maybe Zhongli, let me check. Yeah, not even Zhongli. You know, that's how much. If you guys have seen my channel, you guys know I simp for Zhongli pretty much all the time, right? I defend him everywhere I go. He's awesome. But the fact that I've leveled up Kaeya's talents over Zhongli's and Ningguang's, it means something, okay? It means something. Obviously, I haven't crowned anyone because it's just so much money. It's 700k, okay? That's ridiculous. Anyway, I'm using the same exact set. I'm using the 4-piece Blizzard Strayer, and this is my off-piece right here. In terms of my crit rate, crit damage, I'm at 72% crit rate and 190% crit damage. I'm basically overkill at this point, right? Because I'm getting 40% from this if they're frozen. So essentially, I'm like at 120% crit rate, which is basically a waste. So I would be better off, honestly, not using this weapon. I would be better off using something like the Black Sword or even something like the Prototype Ranker, because it gives physical damage. And in this Abyss, physical damage is really good. Or the Aquila Favonia, but I don't have it leveled. So I'm just going to stick with this because I like how it looks. And I leveled it up to 90 because it's so easy to just slap on any sword character. And it makes it easy for me to test out different characters. And in terms of my other characters, you know, nothing too crazy. I'm using Xingqiu. His stats are okay. 62% crit rate, 81% crit damage. 2-piece Hydro and 2-piece Noblesse for him. Chongyun, same exact artifact sets as last time as well. 2-piece Noblesse, 2-piece Gladiator. What I noticed, at least from last Abyss, was I didn't really proc this that often because the enemies have such large health pools. Maybe it's going to be the same story for this Abyss. Again, I haven't really attempted it, so we're going to find out. And then last but not least, we got everyone's favorite. We got Barbara. Absolutely 0 stats, but she's got 17k HP. I don't even know why I'm showing the crit rate, crit damage. It's not like it matters. Talents, oh, I haven't even leveled her talents. I'm disrespecting her. She's level 50, by the way. And then artifacts, obviously the very normal Barbara build. 2-piece Crimson, nothing out of the ordinary. Honestly, I just sorted by HP and just gave her HP artifacts. And I learned from last time, because I know a lot of people were saying you could just hear me slapping my mouse away. I know you guys hear that right now. So this time I'm going to record, and then I'm just going to record my voice over it. Hopefully it sounds a lot better. But yeah, let's go ahead and just jump into it. So we're going to start off with floor 11. I'm going to try to use all 4 stars for the first half, minus Zhongli as well. But we're only going to look at my Kaeya's team. And as soon as I jumped into it, I saw how hard Kaeya was hitting. This new physical damage bonus in the Abyss is absolutely insane. I'm hitting for like 12 to 13k. My Kaeya looks like a god out here. It's kind of ridiculous. So nothing too crazy on the first floor. It's pretty easy. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut to the end of the floor and jump to the next one. And then 11-2, same story. These kids are getting absolutely slapped. And compared to the last Abyss 11-2, this was a complete cakewalk. And what I realized is my Chongyun's E actually kind of nerfs my Kaeya, is because, I don't know if I mentioned this, I'm using a physical damage cup instead of a cryo damage cup. That's why my physical damage is doing so much damage. Again, I wish I was using Aquila Favonia or even the Prototype Ranker, because I feel like I would be doing even more damage. Because pretty much using the Jade Cutter is nerfing me, in a sense. Again, nothing too hard on this floor. Let's go ahead and go to the next one. Okay, so 11-3. I heard a lot of people were struggling with this. Completely whiffed my Xingqiu, but it's fine because I got Kaeya here. Go ahead, just perma-freeze them. And I'm looking pretty strong. It didn't seem like it was hard at all. I absolutely shredded this guy. And we got Beyblade over here spinning around thinking he can hit me. You know, my dodge skills are on point. Look at that go. Look at me go. I'm just absolutely melting these guys. Oops, I got hit. Barely took any damage. Wow. I'm a tank. And then I think they put on, so yeah, I realized they put on a shield. You know, I have my Barber there just to freeze them. But I realized even when they have their shield, since I'm running a freeze team, it still freezes them. So it doesn't really matter that much. The only thing is, because of the Hydro debuff, my Chongyun has like the longest E cooldown. That's really like my only way to apply consistent cryo, because I can use auto attacks with Kaeya and just keep attacking them with cryo. Again, this floor is like pretty easy. I don't know if this is the floor people were struggling with, or maybe it was 12-3. So again, this is my first attempt. I don't know if there's any tips and tricks. I know there is now, but when I was doing this, I had no idea. So I was just slapping away. It wasn't really hard. I just kept them frozen. I just chunked away at their shield and pretty much got it down. I obviously didn't get 3 stars because it took me a while to just break down their shields. But pretty good run. Okay, jumping to floor 12. And the cards in this floor, like the ones you choose at the beginning, were absolutely trash, if I'm being honest. So similar to Last Abyss, the floor 12 one was very similar, but instead of 2 of those giant bishops, we got 2 flowers instead. Nothing too crazy. Again, my Kaeya is absolutely melting. He's not doing as much damage as he was the last floor, and that's probably because these guys are a much higher level and because the cards in this floor are pretty trash compared to the last floor. But again, my team is just melting through these guys. Like, this is going pretty swell, I would say. So far, in my opinion, I think this Abyss is a lot easier. Again, I haven't gotten to floor 12-3 yet, but at this point, I thought this Abyss was so easy. Floor 11 was a cakewalk compared to floor 11 Last Abyss. And this is just my opinion. Maybe you guys have a different story, but yeah, and keep in mind, my first team is using all 4 stars, and my Sucrose is only level 20. Like, that's the crazy part. You know, I pop Barbara here, and this is like the only time I really pop Barbara to use her burst. I couldn't really use Barbara last round because her cooldown was like 1 minute, so it doesn't matter that much. Again, look at these cards. Like, weak points is the worst thing. They should just remove it. I guess Ganyu is the only one that can use it. And yeah, this floor was kind of annoying, and that's because since I am using a freeze team, I kept getting frozen by the water flies or cryo flies. I couldn't even tell which one was which. It was kind of annoying, but again, these guys weren't doing too much damage, and if they did, I was just swap into Barbara and heal up. And plus, Kaeya has great self-sustain with his E ability, and since there's no debuff on this floor, I found it pretty easy. And again, and I think this is a similar thing, like this floor seemed very easy compared to floor 12 of the Last Abyss. I kind of forgot what was in floor 12-2 of the Last Abyss. I think it was very similar. I think it was just a bunch of these dudes, but I guess the flies are more annoying. And you guys can see right here, I am spamming my... good thing I'm doing a voiceover because you guys would hear me spamming my keyboard, trying to break out of the freeze. But yeah, and then I whiffed like 2 shots because these flies are freaking annoying, but we got rid of them. And look at this, attack percent, elemental resistance. This is 12-3 by the way. I didn't even know which one was good. I just went with attack percent. This is where it was interesting. When I first started, I was like, okay, this is just like the 11-3 except they're electro, but I can freeze them, so it seemed like no problem. And when I was doing it at first, I was just melting through them, like same story as everything else in the Abyss. This team is just shredding through them. It wasn't until they got their shield on where I was like, okay, well, how do I deal with this? But luckily enough, I found this one a little easier because I could do more damage with my Hydro and Cryo on the Electro shields compared to 11-3 where I could only do damage with my E, and there was that debuff, so my E cooldown was like 1 million hours. So as you guys can see, I absolutely destroyed the first guy, and I thought I would just focus him down, you know, not worry about the second one because he wasn't really doing anything. Honestly, his abilities look sick. I kept looking at them, like the orbs. I hope Electro Archon looks something like that. And then I realized like he's gonna put on a shield, so I went over to this guy. But you know, I thought it was just a better idea to kill one instead because they're both just gonna target me. So when I defeat one, the other one's gonna be a cakewalk. And I was kind of being reckless because I do have C6 Barbara, so I don't really care if my Kaeya died that much. But you know, I don't think he ended up dying. I don't really remember because he has that good self-sustain. He kept healing up. As you guys can see that healing, you know, my Barbara, by the way, doesn't heal that much. Like, her E ability is like, if I showed my talents at the beginning, it was only like level 5. Yeah, she has HP artifacts, but it's not too crazy. Like, I think I heal like 400 every 2 seconds. And she has like the longest cooldown in the world. So nothing insane, but, you know, it's better than nothing. You know, she's mostly there for her burst. At this point, it was one guy left. You know, there wasn't much to worry about. In my opinion, I didn't think the Abyss was much harder. I thought it was just more annoying because of the shields. So in terms of difficulty, it was about the same as floor 12 of the Last Abyss. I would even say floor 12 of the Last Abyss was kind of harder. Like, these guys, if you just freeze them, they can't really do anything. And I know I'm taking damage, but like, I never die. Like, I don't even have a dedicated healer. My Barbara is like level 15, not even built well. So if you guys have a dedicated healer, this should be like a big cakewalk, if I'm being honest. And there we go, a back-to-back clear with Kaeya and friends, and honestly I love this team. It basically works in almost every scenario. The only scenario it kind of lacks in is when it's a bunch of cryo slimes, such as like the talent dungeons, but we don't talk about that. You know, obviously I didn't get 9 stars, that wasn't the goal. My goal was just to clear it, and I got 8, which is close enough. You know, I'm not complaining, I'm missing 50 Primo Gems, so what? I'll probably get 9 stars, I still got a while to go. But the fact that you can clear floor 11 and floor 12 pretty easily with the same exact team. And the funny thing is both teams I used were the exact same for both floors. I'll put a picture up right now if you guys want to see what they are. But yeah, overall, my opinion on the new Abyss, I think floor 11 is a cakewalk compared to the last floor 11. I thought 11-2 was way harder and much more frustrating than 11-3 is now. Yeah, the shields are annoying and it takes a little longer, but I don't think it's hard by any means. I think it's just a mechanic in-game that eventually they'll give us an answer to, because Hydro shields don't have an answer to. Maybe Dendro, that's my theory, you know, using my Pokemon knowledge. And in terms of 12-3, apparently you can use Pyro, you can use Bennett, there's a lot of different options. We stuck with Cryo and Hydro, and we still did a good job. Obviously not getting the 9 stars, but overall it wasn't very hard. But let me know if you guys are struggling, let me know what you guys think about the new Abyss. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys.